Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. So, if you guys didn't know, the last video updated was the updated fish tank, and we're going to get to that because today I thought it would be fun to go back and look back at some of the other stuff we've done on the videos. Now, a bunch of mine were at first about like me making terrariums and pickle jars. All of those are gone. Plants didn't make it a little bit. I mean, they made it, but it was just kind of taking up space in my house. I don't have anywhere to put them for right now, so I have a different plan with the pickle jars in the future, and I might get to that at the end of this video. But the one that did make it was the one we built out of the refrigerator drawer with the glass on the top and the plexiglass. So that's the first one we're going to take a look at. I'm going to show you guys the inhabitants. Now, to start out with, we had a bunch of roly-polies, some caterpillars, and a few other things. Now, since then, we've seen spiders in there. We have snails in there. I've seen a centipede, but I don't know if he's still alive. We added earthworms, but I haven't seen them, at least on the surface. So I don't know if any of those are still alive, but they'll be tunneling around. But I will try and show you guys a little bit of what's left inside of there. So let's get over here, and I'll show you where it's been at and set up the video. This is pretty much where this has been setting. It was sitting in my living room in front, but now we just kind of keep it on here because this is where it can get more light. As you can see, and I will input a before picture right about here. A lot has changed since then. Most of the grass died off because it wasn't getting enough light where it was at. And also the insects ate it. So I have since then reformatted it, and I will show you what all I've done as soon as I move it out of the spotted tanks. It's kind of hard to actually get to. So I have not just been letting this be its own little thing, to be perfectly honest with you guys. I haven't cleaned the glass. I squirt it down with water every now and then, and as you can see from that there, I randomly throw in old bits of my leftover like potatoes and vegetables. So pretty much everything has died, but I've added in a lot of decaying plant matter, and that's pretty much what they eat. So a lot of the original rocks are still in there. I've added a few new ones because we had a different terrarium that I just kind of combined the two. Now we've seen, like I said, some spiders, some snails, and a few other things. But let's see if I can get this off. There we go. What all we can find inside of here. We can start by flipping over this. Yep, see? There goes some of the roly-polies that are just hanging out there, and that's pretty much what's in here, but they've like reproduced and taken over. There is some snails though, maybe we can find some of those. Nope, nothing under there, but there are a lot of little jumping insects and roly-polies that are going crazy. Maybe we can get out from under this rock. Oh, yep, see, there's another roly-poly. If this will focus, there you go. So it's like I'm not going to be able to find snails. I probably could if I really dug around, but they like to hide. Like I said, they got bark to galore in there, as you guys can see, and more rocks. And the cool thing is, if we lift up this one here, which is the biggest one, but you can see the tunnels that they've all dug out. There's probably some even on here, but it all gets clumped on. Yep, see? There goes one right there. Right in the corner. So anyway, we got some little springtails crawling around in there, and probably some termites, but it's its own little thing now that it has been in there. And like I said, that's really the only one that survived. But yeah, and you can see there's roly-polies crawling around everywhere on rocks, but that was really all we have to do. Every now and then we'll add more leaf litter into there, and I throw food in there every now and then, and we've had some spiders make their home in there. Don't know if they're still in there, but we just kind of leave it to do its own thing. And so far, it's been a little flourishing little ecosystem for them in there. So, alright. So now the next one we're going to move on to is probably the fish tank. No, wait, I'll show you what happened to Tank the Turtle's house in a little bit, and we will go off on, and then we'll move on to the fish tank, and I'll give you guys the updates on that. So, alright, so here's where you guys can't be mad at me too much on it, because this was a great idea, it worked, and then it got cold, and Turtle kind of did his own thing. So here is what happened to Tank the Turtle's house. It stayed intact for the most part until here, because the cats kept knocking it off. But that being said, it was more just like a resting place for him, because he didn't like to stay in here quite as much as he did at first. When it started getting cold, he started looking for his own places to hibernate, and we haven't seen him since. So we know he's in the yard somewhere, but hopefully we can get him back and revamp his pen. So, because since he's been hibernating, he hibernates in this area of my yard. And sorry about the loudness, they don't know I'm trying to vlog. But he is hibernating somewhere in this area, I think. But we haven't seen him, so he's buried in, doing his own thing, and hopefully he'll be happy. And I'll let you know as soon as he pops back up. But he's still happy and healthy somewhere, sleeping in the ground, waiting for summer to roll around. So that's pretty much it on Tank. And I'll show you a picture of Tank at the end of this, so you guys know what he looks like. And here's the piece I know all of you guys have been waiting on. This is our 20-gallon fish tank from the last video. And I know before that I had some fish die off and it was kind of a sad vlog, but as you can see now, they are all swimming around happy and healthy. And we've only had one actually die. It was one of the little blue and red tetras. I think he was just old, or he didn't get enough to eat fast enough, but he's the only one, and you know, you're gonna have a little adjustment, and I guess he couldn't really adjust. But the rest of them are doing just fine. As you can see, there's the two Dalmatian mollies. I call one Blanco and one Cerro, I think. A different language for black, I don't remember. We got the 3 silver tetras, which I think you can see all of those right here. We got Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Granted, they're all females, so I need to think of better names for that. Actually, it's Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo is what we've changed their names to. We got the solid black molly, which just skirted away. His name is Pitch, because he is pitch black. We got the black-tailed Pilati in there, and I call him Finn. Then we got Sun, the sunburst Pilati, which is in the back. He just swam behind, there he is. Swam behind the filter. And then we have our beta fish Houdini. So that's his name. And then we have Ed and Eddie, the two blue and red tetras. There's one right there swimming, and there's one next to the rock. As you guys can see, I did have to change the layout a little bit. Mostly I moved a rock out from down here, and I put 2 up there along with a plant. Now that was, believe it or not, for the beta fish, because you can have beta fish in tanks with other fish, but they have to have enough room, they have to have places to hide, and they have to find ways to be comfortable. So he was chasing around the other fish a lot, so I gave him his own little place to hide up there, and that seems to be going pretty good. But that being said, I've pretty much got these guys trained now. So whenever you tap up here, which like I'm doing now, see how they all swim over? Because I do that every time I feed them. So let's see if we can't feed these guys. Yep, you see? Houdini's already waiting. He knows. He knows it's coming. Usually I also turn off the filter for this, so that way they can all eat in peace. But today I'm just gonna drop it in. So alright, here we go. Watch, ready? And they're gonna get it. Just like that. See? The silver tetras dart up. Houdini eats his off the top. And as it all slowly trickles down, the rest of them will just go at it. So, yep. Alright, and that's pretty much it for the fish tank. I'll keep you guys updated. Love to get some slow-mos of Houdini fish eating out there, but as you guys can tell, they're all nice and happy and swimming around. So that's the update on that. That's pretty much it for this one. I do have one more animal I'm going to talk about in the next video. His name is Bob. He's our house cat, but he's got a very interesting story all to himself. So I might make the next video about him. And Until then, I hope you guys like my page. Please subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at a.e.beverything1, which will be right here on the screen. And other than that, please subscribe to my channel and hope you enjoy. Until then, peace.